video, we will be understanding the concept of tenses, and then we will discuss a type of future tense which is future perfect tense. Now first, coming to tenses, tenses are basically the time. It is used to express the time at which a particular action or a particular event took place. Now accordingly, tenses are of three basic types: a present tense, a past tense and a future tense. A present tense is used to indicate the actions that are happening recently or at present. Past tense, it is used to indicate the actions that have already occurred or they've already taken place in past. And the future tense depicts the actions that will be occurring in future. And then there are further parts of these tenses. So for now in this video, we will be understanding a part of future tense which is future perfect tense. Now future perfect tense is the tense which is used to describe the action that will take place by a certain time in future. So the definition of future perfect can be, the definition is that this tense is used to represent that a certain action will take place by a certain time in future. And why in future? Because we are talking about future perfect tense. So by a certain time in future. So this is the definition of future perfect tenses. Now example of future perfect tense can be, that I will have completed my degree by then. So now we can just not learn English just like that. There are certain rules that we need to follow while making use of tenses. So the rule for future perfect tense is that there will be a subject. Now a future is always represented by will or would. So I will either use will or would plus have. Have is used to represent a perfect tense. Either in present or in future we will be using have, but for the past perfect tense have gets changed to had. But here we are talking about future perfect tense. So will plus have represents the future perfect tense plus the object. So this is the rule in order to identify that my sentence is in future perfect form. Subject plus will or would plus have plus the object. So here the subject is I will have completed my degree is the object. Another example can be, Ria will have arrived by 9 p.m. Ria will have arrived by 9 p.m. Then Ria is a subject, will have. Here I will not say have plus object. We missed one thing, that is third form of verb. Have will always contain, it will always follow the third form of verb, and then we will say the object. Because completed over here was my third form and arrived in the next sentence is my third form of verb. Next example can be, Sudhir would have crossed Noida till then. Sudhir would have crossed Noida till then. Now, out of will or would, here I have used would, plus have, this indicates my future perfect tense. So my future perfect tense is clear. Have crossed is my third form of verb, and Noida over here is my object. So I hope that future perfect tense is clear through these three sentences. Now we are going to discuss different areas where future perfect tense can be used, or we can say the applications of future perfect tense. So the first application of future perfect tense is that it can be used when in a sentence there are two actions and then we emphasize that the preceding action is already completed before the succeeding action. So first application is that the preceding action is already completed before the succeeding action. So when before the succeeding action, the preceding action is completed, in that case we make use of future perfect tense. Now this case it may include words like till, just, already, by then, by, etc. There are many other words, but here we can just give little examples like till, just, already, by then, by. Now example of the application of preceding action completing before the succeeding is, first can be I will have reached my office by then. Now my first action is to reach my office and second action is by then. Now before then is that time. Before that time arrives, I should have reached the office, right? So this action will complete first, followed by then. Another example can be my mother would have arrived before I enter the house. My mother would have arrived before I enter the house. Here my mother would have arrived is my first action and before I enter the house is my second action. So now my first action should have completed before the second action, which means that before I enter the house, my mother would have arrived. So my first action will complete first, followed by my second action. The third example can be the baker will have baked the cake till dinner. The baker will have baked the cake till dinner. Now will have baked is my first action and till dinner. Dinner is again dining and dining is my verb. Verb means action. So this is my second action. Now before dinner, my cake should have been baked. That means that this event will take place first, followed by my dinner. So this is the first application application of future perfect tense. Now another application of future perfect tense is that it is used to indicate the time expressions. So second is to indicate time. Now the words which are used for indication of time is since, for, how, long, whole, etc. So all these words are used for indicating the time expression with future perfect tense. Now example of these can be, first example is I will have known her for 3 years. I will have known her for 3 years. Will plus have, I know that this is my future perfect tense. Right? Will have known her. Will plus have is my future perfect tense. For is again used to indicate the time. For how many years? 3 years. So that is indicating my time. Another example can be, she would have suffered a lot since her birth. Now she would have suffered a lot since her birth. Would plus have again indicates my future perfect tense with the third form of verb suffered. Since her birth. Now since is again indicating, this is an indication of time. Why is this as an indication of time? Because here since her birth, the time is indicating that she's been suffering since when? Since her birth. So again a time has been indicated over here. So this is a second application of future perfect tense. So in this video we have discussed about tenses, the type of tenses and the further categorization of tenses, and we specially focused on the categorization of future tense as future perfect tense. Future perfect tense is used to indicate that a certain action will take place by a certain time in future. It has not occurred now, it has not occurred in the past, but it will happen in the coming time. Then we discussed the two applications of future perfect tense along with understanding the rules to identify and to implement future perfect tense in our sentence.